Brookforest Voices presents World Development Report 2015, Mind, Society, and Behavior by International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, the World Bank. Read by Derek Perkins, Helen Clapp, Lisa Hamm-Greenawalt, and Michael Pearl. Forward by Jim Yong Kim, President, the World Bank Group. Read by Jaime Andrade. As I write, the world is fighting to control the Ebola outbreak in West Africa, a human tragedy that has cost thousands of lives and brought suffering to families and across entire communities. The outbreak is a tragedy, not only for those directly affected by the disease, but also for their neighbors and fellow citizens. And the indirect behavioral effects of the Ebola crisis, slowing business activity, falling wages, and rising food prices, will make life even more difficult for millions of people who already live in extreme poverty in that region of the world. Some of these behavioral effects are unavoidable. Ebola is a terrible disease, and quarantines and other public health measures are necessary parts of the response. At the same time, it is clear that the behavioral responses we are seeing, not just in West Africa, but all over the world, are partly driven by stigma, inaccurate understanding of disease transmission, exaggerated panic, and other biases and cognitive illusions. Sadly, we have seen this happen before, with HIV/AIDS and the SARS and H1N1 influenza outbreaks. And we will likely see it again when we begin to prepare for the next outbreak. Societies are prone to forget what happened, and policymakers tend to focus on the most socially prominent risks, which are not always those that drive disease outbreaks. In light of these risks, this year's World Development Report, Mind, Society, and Behavior, could not be more timely. Its main message is that when it comes to understanding and changing human behavior, we can do better. Many development economists and practitioners believe that the irrational elements of human decision-making are inscrutable, or that they cancel each other out when large numbers of people interact, as in markets. Yet we now know this is not the case. Recent research has advanced our understanding of the psychological, social, and cultural influences on decision-making and human behavior, and has demonstrated that they have a significant impact on development outcomes. Research also shows that it is possible to harness these influences to achieve development goals. The report describes an impressive set of results. It shows that insights into how people make decisions can lead to new interventions that help households to save more, firms to increase productivity, communities to reduce the prevalence of diseases, parents to improve cognitive development in children, and consumers to save energy. The promise of this approach to decision-making and behavior is enormous, and its scope of application is extremely wide. Let me focus on a few themes. First, it has implications for service delivery. Research shows that small differences in context, convenience, and salience have large effects on crucial choices, such as whether to send a child to school, prevent illness, or save to start a business. That means development practitioners need to focus not only on what interventions are needed, but also on how they are implemented. That, in turn, requires implementing agencies to spend more time and resources experimenting, learning, and adapting during the intervention cycle. Second, as the risks and impact of climate change become clearer, we must use every tool at our disposal to confront the challenge. The report describes how, in addition to taxes and subsidies, behavioral and social insights can help. These include reframing messages to emphasize.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?